Today we tell a celebratory tale of two guys from two completely different walks of life coming together and making a miracle happen. One of the dopest things about this story that really stood out and resonated with me is just the fact that, yo, one person, bro, can make such a huge difference in a group of people's lives. You know what I'm saying? You'll see exactly what I mean as we go through the story, but just kind of ponder on this. This one dude, because he had the patience and the desire to change things, came into a group of young men's lives and really turned things around. Now this whole town's mentality, when it comes to their football program at least, is different. You feel me? They can now envision not only winning, but going on to the next level to not only further their football career, but to put them in a better position to win in life. And that's love, man. Come on. Today I'm gonna tell you the story of the Harding High football team. Let's get it.
Right now, stand out the window of my range and contemplating, am I sane? Have I sacrificed for fame? My occupation's on my brain.
All right, before we jump in, man, quick word from today's video sponsors. One of the major sponsors on this channel, SeatGeek. SeatGeek is an app that's going to allow you to go and see the subjects of this video play in real life games. Of course, NFL season's rolling around. Y'all know what it is. SeatGeek is an app that aggregates tickets from all over the internet, basically put them in one place to make purchasing those tickets easy for you. The whole point of the app is to make this buying process as simple as possible. They make it easy for you to compare prices and make sure you get in the best deal. They score each ticket on a scale from 1 to 100, letting you know the quality of the deal that you're getting. They also allow you to get a view of what your seats would look like from the stadium, giving you the most information possible to make an informed purchase. If you want to download the SeatGeek app, all you got to do is click the link in the description and use my code FlemLo for $20 off your first purchase. Let's get it. Sam Greiner was a passionate PE teacher at Harding High School. He was real good with the kids, and the athletic director could tell, yo, this cat cares about the kids. If nothing else, he cares about these cats. Also, he was in the weight training, so bam, that's another plus. So in 2015, Sam Greiner was offered the head coach job at Harding High. Now, this is not a prestigious job, okay? This school hadn't won a state championship since the first color TV came out, bro, in 1953. That thing cost $1,200, which in today's money, due to inflation, of course, is like 11 racks. Today, your little cell phone that you're probably watching this video on has picture quality about 10 billion times better. The point is, it's been a very long time since they won. Now, shortly after Coach Greiner got there, he had to inform some ineligible players that they couldn't be a part of the team that year. They had to get their grades up. That list included a 5'8", 120-pound safety, Rahim Murphy. Now, when you receive this news as a player that you're ineligible, and I have received this news before in college, so I'm speaking from experience here, it upsets you. There's some anger, there's some embarrassment. Overall, it just really sucks, you know what I'm saying? Now, when Rahim received this news, bro, he breaks down crying, right? Dude is bawling and can barely get words out. When he can utter words, it's the same little phrase over and over and over. Coach, that's all I got, man. Football's all I got, man. It's all I have, bro. So every time Coach Greiner asked, why can't you keep a 2.0 GPA? It was always the same answer. I got a tough situation, coach. What was that tough situation you asked? We getting there. Now, Rahim must have seen something in his head coach. And I think most of us who played high school sports can agree that in some ways, your coach is somewhat of a father figure to you, especially if your own pops isn't like playing that role. But even if he is, like, you hold your coach in high regard, generally speaking. Some of these coaches may be a little bit more of like a dirty uncle than a father figure, but you know, it's a male figure who you respect. Now, Rahim obviously felt this way pretty early on, because even though he couldn't play football that year, he would still ask Coach Greiner to drop him off at his convenience store job after school. Sometimes if he wasn't working that day though, he'd ask Coach Greiner to drop him off at home. The thing was, home was never the same place. Eventually, not wanting to overstep, Coach Greiner's just like, yo, where do you live, bro? Rahim answered, I stay wherever my sister is staying. His sister's name is Dominique, by the way. She was a senior at the time of this story. Senior in high school, same school. So at this point, obviously, there's much more to Brahim's story than he's really giving off. So let's dive into it real quick. When Brahim was only 5 years old, he lost his mom to an aneurysm. And like, that's gotta be a pain that sticks with you forever, bro. Like, losing your mom is a big, like, that's a huge thing. We still see it affecting people like Kanye West today. He was a grown ass man. Imagine losing her at 5. It's, bro. Now, Brahim's dad eventually remarried and had another daughter. Now, I'm not sure exactly what transpired, because there's got to be a little bit more to the story than the information that is available. But that information says that Brahim and his older sister Dominique didn't blend well with the new family. There wasn't a ton of space, which eventually led to them moving out of the house. Now, moving out of the house is one thing, but moving out of the house without a place to stay is another thing. So they're staying with extended family members one night, friends the next night. I mean, they're basically homeless. I mean, they're moving around. They don't have a hub. They don't have a home. They don't have a safe haven. There's no stability. I think I said haven. Again, I don't like to judge because we don't know exactly what happened in the situation, but bro, this is to Brahim's pops, right? Bruh, those are your kids, man. Right? And like I say, I'm pretty sure some type of argument or disagreement with the new family, happened. But bro, those are your kids, man. Like, you're gonna allow them to be put in this position, especially at such a young age, no stability, and jeopardize their entire futures? That's crazy to me. I don't get that. So they're both in high school and they both gotta get little BS jobs to try to have some money in their pockets to eat. And this is likely why Brahim weighed 120 pounds. You feel me? As a sophomore. Coach Greiner really admired the way Brahim handled this situation. He was handling it as best he could. He worked hard every day and never complained. He just did what he had to do and, tried to push forward. Eventually, it got to the point where, and he probably had mulled on this for a while. Coach Greiner went home. He's got 2 small daughters and a wife. His 2 daughters are young, 2 and 3, but still, Coach Greiner invited Brahim to come and live with him. And this changed this man's life. It's important to note that at this point, Brahim is still ineligible, bro. He's not even on the football team at this point. You're the coach. This is technically not even, you feel me? This dude has never even played for you, but you still move him in with your family, bro. Hey, come on. Now check this out. Check out what stability can do for you, right? After moving in with Coach Greiner's family in March, Brahim went from being ineligible, which is below a 2.0 GPA, all the way up to a 3.7 GPA, just like that. And of course, with a GPA like that, he regained his eligibility. Now that spring, Coach Greiner took his team to go and watch Clemson practice. What did he see while they were there? Well, he notices Brahim throwing the ball. The team does not have a quarterback. By the way, that past season right there, they won 1 game also. So they were still trash. So going into this year, Coach Greiner's looking to change something up. He sees Brahim throwing the ball. He knows he's athletic. He's like, okay, here we go. So we talked to Brahim about making a switch to quarterback. So that's in the works. At the same time, they noticed that Brahim has grown 2 inches, right, over the summer. And he's gained 30 pounds, 30 healthy pounds, right? Well, he now has a bed, a place to sleep. You know what I'm saying? You need to sleep to grow. And he's eating on a regular basis, probably eating more home-cooked meals instead of just processed or whatever he can get his hands on like he was eating before. Then Harden catches another break. Cam Newton, Ice Cube, and Kevin Hart pay the school a visit, right? They were in town. Ice Cube and Kevin Hart were promoting a movie and they visited the school. They were filming like a little show. I think it was like a little web show. And they went into the weight room to see how many times Kevin Hart can hit the bench press. While he's there, he notices that, this place is in horrible condition. And the 3 of those guys, along with the athletic director, pitched in and they put their heads together. They were able to get a new weight room and all new facilities for the school. Now think about this. In just a small period of time, just from just good positive energy that Coach Greiner is putting out here, bro. Just good, strong, positive energy. Not just, just energy, but energy and action, like together. You feel me? All of this has come to fruition. It's insane. Now, so much of this story has been about Braheam Murphy and the head coach. And Rahim is the quarterback, one of the leaders on the team, but he's not the star of the team. That distinction goes to Quavarious Crouch. Now, some of y'all might have heard of this cat. I mean, he's only the #1 player in the nation, and he don't even graduate till next year, class of 2019. He's 6'2", 230-pound beastly running back, and he speaks incredibly highly of Coach Greiner. He said the coach won him over with his consistency, practicing what he preached, and serving as a leader and a positive role model that most of these kids needed, coming from the tough area that they come from. And small things that he may not even think have that big of an impact. Like Quavarious Couch spoke specifically about the fact that coach actually works out with them. He lift weights with him. He sweat with him. You know what I'm saying? That go a long way. Y'all know, if you grinding, like when you play sports, that's how these teams get so close, because you put through the ringer together. You grind together, and it just brings you closer. I can't really explain it scientifically, but yo, it brings you closer together. It's a fact. So Harding went into that 2016 season, bringing with them all of this crazy momentum and just like a positive force, like a damn tidal wave going forward. They had an amazing season that ended with a 10-game win streak, and they finished 14-1, making an unbelievable 180 from the previous seasons where they won like maybe 3 games in the last 6 years. They found themselves in the state championship game for the first time since '87. Now, they had won it since '53. They hadn't been there since '87. Star running back Quavarious Crouch ran for 141 yards, bruh. 2 touchdowns. I mean, he beasted it out, but it was our boy Braheam Murphy who was the MVP of the game. He didn't throw very many passes. It was 3 of 6 passing for 53 yards. Okay, but he also caught a couple passes for a total of 56 yards, and he rushed the ball 10 times for 135 yards. Now, this included a 95-yard fourth quarter score that sealed the game and catapulted Harding High to their first state championship since the 50s. Braheem's life was forever changed. He received a scholarship offered at Army West Point, where he'll be a part of the team this season. Coach Greiner won Coach of the Year, and Quavarious dudes already got offers to Bama, Georgia, Florida, Florida State, etc. There's a really good chance we're gonna hear about him playing the NFL one day. But before that, tearing up the SEC or whatever conference he decides to go to. One person can make a huge difference, and you can be that person. Positive energy mixed with action could change somebody's life, because not only are the players in the story's lives changed, but other people gonna be inspired by this story as well. It's gonna keep, you feel what I'm saying? So hopefully we can all kind of take something from that. All right. Anyway, though, I'm gonna holler at y'all next time, bruh. My name is FlemLo Raps.
Right now, staring out the window of my range and contemplating, am I sane? Have I sacrificed for fame? My occupation's on my brain.